I keep getting a lot of questions regarding the installation of Polarity ATI. Usually I just refer to the provided PDF, which really should be more than enough. However, there are some unmentioned caveats, especially for users outside of the US. So instead of constantly repeating myself, I thought I would make a video and link it, addressing all the possible issues that exist from the top of my head. I will go from beginning to end and simulating some issues you might run into. First things first, you must be running on the latest NinjaTrader client, which is version 8.1.2.1. You can check by clicking on Help and then About. From here, what you must do is crucial and probably the most overlooked detail. I was the first to have found this issue, and it's since then helped a lot of people get their application working. It's the issue of decimal separators. This is due to the fact that Polarity uses CSV files, which stand for comma-separated values, which implies that commas separate values. Your NinjaTrader client copies the Windows settings, and values using commas will be seen as two different numbers and misinterpreted by the Python application Polarity uses. If you are from one of these countries, you are most likely on a wrong setting and your application will therefore not work. What you must do is go to Control Panel. Click on Change Date, Time or Number Formats. And then on Additional Settings. You will get this window in front of you, and the most important setting in this window is the top setting, called Decimal Symbol. When you click the drop-down menu, you will see multiple options. The most important shown here are the dot and the comma. You must absolutely ensure that the dot is selected. It can be hard to see, but test this if necessary. If selected, click Apply. You will most likely have to restart your computer after doing this. Now we can go on to the installation of Polarity ATI. I assume you have purchased the product and have access to this Dropbox. Simply go ahead and click on Download. This will give you a zipped file, which you then unzip. After unzipping, go to your NinjaTrader Control Center, hit Tools, then Import, NinjaScript Add-in, and then click the still zipped Polarity ML Beta. It's probably a good idea to click Yes on everything. The strategy should now be imported on NinjaTrader. After doing this, go to your NinjaTrader Documents folder. This folder is determined by your installation. It must be noted that there are two NinjaTrader folders. One is located in the Program Files. This is your installation folder and is not the correct folder. I repeat, this is not the correct folder. The correct folder is located under Documents. Click it and then navigate to Templates. Here you will either find a folder called PATI Resources or not. If not, simply manually create it. It is case sensitive, so pay attention to how it is written. It must be noted that the NinjaTrader Documents folder can be located on a different path. An example could be the App Data folder, which is much harder to find. In that case, go to the path bar and type in %appdata%. This will bring you to the App Data roaming folder. Click App Data and then click Local. This is where you could find your NinjaTrader Documents folder. After doing this, go back to your downloaded Polarity ML folder and locate the PATI ML app in the prepackaged model and simply copy these to your newly created PATI Resources folder. Now you can click the PATI ML app. You will then be met with a window that says that the application is not safe. This is due to the fact that this application is not signed, so just click Run anyway. When doing this, you will most likely notice a blank terminal, which is surprising compared to the previous versions, but it is completely normal. If you want to double check, you can go to Resource Monitor, Listening Ports, and then find the application running on port 8423. Any other port for this version is wrong. Once you have done that, you can go back to NinjaTrader and you are basically done. You can now train a model or import a model. Here we will import the prepackaged model that is provided. You can do this using any other model as well. Simply go to your NinjaTrader Control Center, hit New and go to Polarity Models. Here you will find a window that was also not present in the previous versions. Simply click Import and this will bring you to the PADI Resources folder, which we conveniently copied the prepackaged model into. So just click it to import it. You can also create your own model. Do this by hitting Add New and give your model a name. I named mine after my favorite model. Call me. Now we can finally trade. EP. Let's go over the strategy settings and even train the new model. It must be noted that these settings you are about to see are for the purpose of this demo. You might want to experiment with it, or if you want to see an optimization video, let me know. We are going to focus on a hyperscalping environment, that which Connor trades. The first setting you must pay attention to is the ATM setting. This is your trading setting which can be found in Connor's videos. Next is the imbalance calculation mode. You can set this to horizontally, then is the min stacked imbalances and set this to 1. The imbalance calculation method to alternative. Under the Advanced tab, set tick stacking to 4. I like to use limit orders to avoid slippage and get as close to the signal price as possible. Connor trades market orders, so you can forget about this. Set the support and resistance lines to 3 and 3. Under the Machine Learning tab, enable Machine Learning and click Optimize Settings. Make sure your active model is set to Connor Model Win Rate. You can enable incremental learning to have your model adjust to new information each session and create your own unique model. Next is the Machine Learning Target setting. Make sure this is set to Target Win Rate and to set this to your preferred number. I suggest staying near 0.6. But this is open to experimentation on your end. Next is the training section. You can forget about this if you plan on trading the prepackaged model. Then make sure under Setup that you choose the right account and set Calculate to on bar close. Not doing so will result in errors. After that, simply hit Enable. Now let's get to trading, see if everything works, and then get to one-upping Connor's new McLaren. We're in a tight range, so we'll start off in regression. Oops, we forgot to let the model optimize for a new bar, so it just copied the static settings for this trade. Remember to wait at least one bar to find optimal settings. Unlucky, but I blame the unoptimized settings. This is also aftermarket, which the model is not trained for. Wait, what? Did you see that? The heuristic parameter optimization button turned off. Luckily, we have the ability to read. So let's look at the NinjaTrader logs and NinjaScript output window what the problem is. For the love of God, use your reading ability. So many issues could have been solved and avoided if a lot of you just read. Here we can see that we're missing an indicator, specifically the PADI Machine Learning Inputs Alpha indicator. So let's add that. Once again, we got filled in a trade that is not optimized, since we were missing the indicator this whole time. At least let's see if the parameter optimization button stays on when a new bar is formed. As you can see, we are still negative, even when we have a higher take profit than a stop loss. This is why I trade limit orders. Here we can see that our settings have been optimized according to the machine learning on this trade. So everything should be functioning as normal. It must be noted that the prepackaged model uses the PATI machine learning indicator as a time of day component. This takes the current NinjaTrader time and time zone as an input to the model. Therefore, it is of utmost importance that the NinjaTrader time zone is set correctly to that of the prepackaged model. Since Futures Analytica operates out of California, we should assume the time zone to be Pacific. So we must set our NinjaTrader time zone to Pacific. This is done in the Control Center. Go to Tools, Options and scroll down for Time Zone and set this to Pacific, UTC-8. Hit Apply. This may take a few moments and make sure to reload all the historical data. Now let's try and train our own model. We will use the same settings as the prepackaged model for the sake of simplicity. Go back to your Strategies tab, have the strategy disabled and go to Machine Learning. Change the active model to your preferred model and deselect the Optimize Settings setting. Make sure you have the right model selected, or risk screwing up your model. Then go to the Training settings and click Training Mode and overwrite existing training. Change the values accordingly. These settings are open for experimentation and are by no means the optimal settings. Before you hit Apply and Enable, you might want to increase or decrease the amount of days you want to train your model on. You can also disable the Analytica chart as this is not used in PATI and increases performance. Here we are planning to train the model on 30 days of data. We are keeping the trading hours to instrument settings. However, if you only plan to trade during market open, make sure to set this to CME US Index Futures RTH. These are after hours, so we maintain after hours. It's better to disable the Analytica chart before increasing the days to load. Unlike what I'm doing. It would mean that the Analytica chart needs to load on 30 prior days before catching up, which takes longer. Now that everything is loaded in, we double-check our settings and hit Enable. NinjaTrader is now collecting data and writing it to the train CSV file. You can check the Ninja script output window to see the progress and which day it is currently on. Now it has collected 30 days of data. We can press Train the model. We can check the training progress in the PATI ML app. This process can take a while, so be patient. However, if you find that it is stuck, does not want to start, or does not want to finish, you can press Ctrl+C to abort the current process it is stuck on, as I will demonstrate on trial 1. There, I skipped trial 1 for the demonstration and it continued as usual. Let's let it finish now, regardless of how long it takes. All done. If this window does not want to show up, the app might be stuck, so just press Ctrl+C. Once you exit Figure 1, you can continue as usual. Disable the strategy, disable training mode, and enable optimize settings. Go ahead and change your chart settings back and add your indicators and Analytica chart. We are now good to take trades. Let's see if incremental training works as well. Since we took a few winning trades, we can see that our incremental training CSV file has grown in size. This is indication number 1. To train the model, we simply disable the strategy and re-enable it and check the application terminal. All good to go. Now I will show you how to make copies of models, so you can assign different functions for these models using incremental training. I will demonstrate this with the prepackaged model. First, go to the zipped model and unzip it. Since every model has a unique ID, change this ID to something else. Here I'm just changing 2 numbers and then the name. Do this for every file in the folder. And finally, edit the model export file. First zip all the edited files back. Now simply import the model as demonstrated before. That's 20 minutes of concentrated information on how to install Polarity, install models, and even train models, and a bunch of solutions to issues you might have. If I forgot something, I will comment about it. There could be some more issues out there, and if you find any, make sure to comment about them. However, do try to solve them yourselves first, it'll do you good. I also saw that a bunch of people have been struggling beyond this point on performance. Lots of you don't realize that Connor trades almost near high frequency, and you all want to trade the same way but do not realize what goes into it. You're all used to point-and-click trading, that you do not consider millisecond optimizations, execution dynamics, market microstructure, and other ways that saves you a few ticks per trade. These small details mean the absolute difference between profit and loss. So if you want me to make a video on this topic, let me know. If this video was helpful to you, let me know. Make sure to share this video with everyone else who struggles to get started. Peace.